Census Day may have passed, but the deadline has been extended. And if you have not filled out your census, you need to do it as soon as possible. It only takes a few minutes, and it makes such a huge impact on our state. And today we have Andrea Olson with the Community Action Partnership of North Dakota joining us by Skype to talk a little bit about the census. Hi, thank you so much for joining us and why it is so important. It's been a little while since we visited with you. To start, I was wondering if we could just kind of get an update. I know things, I don't know if you have specific numbers, but how are we doing as far as people getting this done? And I know we're kind of switching directions now as well, with some things might be showing up in the mail.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, Lisa. I think that where we're at right now is that we are off to an incredibly great start. Response rates have been pretty great in North Dakota, but we are still wanting to get to 100%. So we need every man, woman, and child in North Dakota counted for part of the census.
I know. I think I read that the Midwest was leading the charge, doing pretty well, but still only around the 40, 50, 60, not even to 60%, 50% range. So definitely still a lot of people who still need to do this. We've visited about this, but I feel like it's still sometimes lost on people. Can you tell us, why it is so important to fill out the census?
Sure. I liken this to exactly what Governor Burgum said last week. He said, completing the census is like helping North Dakota win the lottery. The census is how the allocation of the distribution of federal funds is determined. So federal funds, for a variety of different reasons that are so incredibly important to everybody that lives in North Dakota. We're talking about roads, we're talking about major infrastructure, money for schools, money for benefit programs. There is not a single North Dakotan that isn't affected by the outcome of the census. So we want North Dakota to be big winners in this lottery. We want 100% of the people to fill out the census so we can ensure that those dollars come here to North Dakota. We don't want those dollars going elsewhere. We don't want those dollars to end up in North Dakota or in New York or California. We want those dollars here in North Dakota.
Some people may think I'm just one person. It doesn't matter if I do it, but even one person is a big dollar amount.
Yeah, one person not filling out the census is a loss of $19,100 of federal funding for North Dakota. So every person does matter. Everybody is critical. Like I said, we want every man, woman, and child counted. I would raise special attention to children, especially the age under 5, because often children that are under the age of 5 don't get counted in the census. So we want to make sure that those kids are counted as well. Because for every child we don't count, we lose $19,100.
That is huge. Talk a little bit. Things have changed because of the coronavirus crisis. Talk a little bit about some of the tactics and how people have become creative in encouraging people to fill out the census.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, like you said, everything has changed. I know we have statewide nonprofit agencies across North Dakota. Those folks have been, booted and suited on the ground promoting the census. And what we're trying to do now is figure out ways to get away from the face-to-face contact and how can we promote the census without having face-to-face interaction. Conversations just like the one you and I are having today are definitely part of that strategy. We're doing everything we can via social media. We're doing everything we can via mail. But we really are encouraging everybody to understand that the census is totally safe. And with a lot of folks that are quarantining right now, you got some extra time on your hands. We want to see you fill out the census.
We have more than enough time to fill it out, and it just takes a couple of minutes. Andrea, thank you so much for your time today.
Yes, thanks for having me, Lisa. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. We'll be right back here on North Dakota Today.